Now, on BBC One, Lynda Barron avails herself of the culinary wisdom of Hudson and Halls.
Everybody at home as well.
Hello out there, if you can hear us.
What are we going to do?
We've got here tonight.
Let's cook something
We're going
lovely.
to do for you a Caesar salad, which is a very rich dish and a meal in itself.
Yes.
We're going to do I've forgotten what the next thing is.
Ring mould.
Oh yes, a
cheese
ring mould with 2 cheeses.
Right.
And finally, my favourite thing, a red pepper salad.
And tonight we have the wonderful, delightful, delicious, lovely Lynda Barron.
Fantastic.
I always fancy having the stripper on that bit, you know, when you take your jacket off, but I wouldn't go much further.
Very dangerous getting onto the set. Now, we're starting off firstly with the red pepper salad, which really is delicious. And I'm talking, when I say red peppers, I'm talking about capsicums. And you all will be revealed in this little brown. This is what I brought in for the show tonight. My lunch.
So your Sammy's.
Yes. But red peppers, how you treat them. I got some red peppers and some yellow peppers, which are beautiful at the moment. And if you're getting them, for this particular recipe I'm talking about, try and get nice, evenly smooth ones like that. Because what you have to do is put them under a hot griller and grill them until they actually blacken, and keep turning them till you blacken them all round. The idea of this is it sweetens the pepper by you partly cooking it, and also to remove the skins. So what you do then, when you've done, if you otherwise do it over gas, get a fork and stick it up the pepper and then do it over gas, or ideally, of course, if you can, over a barbecue, does them superbly.
Peppers, they've been set under a hot gorilla and they've been stuck up the end with a
Wait
fork.
till you see this one. I think somebody sat on it.
Going.
Would you mind? I'm trying to get on.
Sorry.
And when you take them out of the grill or off the barbecue, whatever you're doing, you must put them in a brown paper bag for about 15 minutes. This creates steam and also helps to make these peel more easily, which we are now going to do. And that's what I'm talking about. But you see what I'm meaning? It's got to have that black on it, because this does add to the flavour. So just pull this centre out, and with a canard... Oh, no, I'll do this first. Just, you'll see here, I can't look up to do this, the skin comes off quite difficult. It does eventually come away. If you leave some of the skin on, it doesn't particularly matter, and also some of the black, because it does actually make the dish look more attractive, and I quite like the flavour of it. But it's not, you'll have to... I told you this was long. You said, I think we'll be out of time.
Slippery, you see.
I know, so's an eel, but this is a pepper.
I haven't got any booze.
Duff, there's a bottle there, help yourself.
Oh, thank you very much.
So just take the skin off like that, and then open this... Oh, I missed that bit. Open this up, get off, like that, and then make sure you just get all those seeds out, because they are very bitter. Just scrape it away like that, and then move that over here, and then just slice it into slices like this. So I'm making a salad. Now, this one I prefer to keep at room temperature. Some people like to chill it, but I think it's more flavoursome. I've left some seeds in there, but you can't see them. Don't look too hard. I like it at room temperature because the flavour comes out beautifully. Now, to that, I'm just going to add a little salt. I've already done some, so I won't go too mad. A little black pepper. And then to this, because I've used 6 red peppers in all, I used virgin oil, because I'm very keen on that. It's the first pressing of oil, so it's extra special and very tasty. About 4 tablespoons. Just pour that over.
It's very nice too with
you're determined to have something with
steak.
I hadn't got to finish my bit yet. Wait, you talk your words when it gets to your side. Lovely with roast beef, and lovely with cold meats, or absolutely beautiful on its own. But it's quite an attractive one, and very, very good for you, because it's very high in vitamin C.
Oh, you finished? That's very nice, Pete.
Oh, thank you.
Don't encourage him, he'll go mad. You don't know what he's like. Now we're going to make for you a little ring. It's not a whoopee cushion, it's one that you can actually eat. This is a cheese ring. What you do is put 1½ cups of milk into a saucepan. Now, if you hadn't got television, this is radio, I'd have to explain it, wouldn't I? Then you need about 1½ tablespoons of gelatin powder, which you sprinkle over the top to let it soften. That's a packet, or equivalent to 1.5 tablespoons. And just leave it to soften for a little while. Then, over a moderate heat, just stir that gently until such time as that dissolves. Now, don't let it come to the boil, because otherwise you'll destroy the setting properties of the milk itself. Just let that dissolve. It doesn't take very long. And then leave it to cool down slightly before you add it to the rest of it. If the milk does go curdly, which sometimes happens...
Sorry, Cat.
Don't worry.
Shouldn't be in the kitchen anyway. I'm talking to the cat.
Don't worry, because it will still be all right, even if it is slightly curdled, because it's going with the cottage cheese, and you wouldn't know whether it's curdled or not, would you, in the end result? So just take that off the heat after it's all dissolved, and then put it in. Oh, you're going on? Over to him.
Now, for the basis of this 2-cheese ring mould that we're making, I've got here about 1.5 pounds of cream cheese. And
Cottage.
Cottage cheese, cottage cheese, and about 40 grams, oh no, this is England, about 4 ounces.
4 ounces.
Would you say, of blue vein cheese. Try and get a dryish one if you can, because it crumbles more readily. So crumble this into the bowl. You can add more of this if you like the taste of blue vein, so that it's really strong. We're making quite a pungent cheese ring here.
They're all taking this in out there, look, you can see them.
They're quiet, aren't they? Very nice. Mind you, they're tired coming all the way from Newcastle. That's a long way, and they walked.
No wonder they were late.
They weren't. They were not late. They were right here on time. So just blend this well together, because we're getting a nice sort of textured thing to this mould when we finish it. And I'm going to add to that as well.
Wait a minute.
If you can.
Wait a minute.
If you... Oh, I've got to do that first. We'll curve.
No, this hasn't cooled down, but don't tell anybody, right? Just put it through a sieve, because if there's any lumps of gelatin haven't dissolved, it won't go in, and that was all dissolved beautifully.
So just mix this round again. It's incorporated, and add to that, if you can, the juice of a fresh lime, because it really does, if not to use a lemon, but the lime just gives that sharp tang to the cheese. Or you can get some of that rose. Well, get on with it. I'm talking. I'm ready.
Oh, are you? What else have got? Oh, me nuts. Here, take the cream. Where are they? The cream. Oh, I've got to do me nuts. Now look, what you do here, we took about 1/4 to 1/2 a cup of cashew nuts. And then all you do is just toast them in a little bit of oil and salt if you want to. And then just roughly chop them. Cashew nuts. And then just roughly chop them. Now, if you like the taste of cashews, then you can add up to a good 1/2 cup of them. And remember, they're very high in protein, so it's quite nice to have at the end of the dish, and it gives it a nice crunch.
How did I get this?
If you've got your false teeth in, make sure it doesn't get underneath your plate. Otherwise, that looks a bit nasty when you're out at lunch and you have to take it out to clean it up. But still, people do this all the time.
So how much cream was this?
That's a cup of cream.
Unsweetened?
Yes.
Right, I'll get that in.
And your little nut eggs.
Thank you, you take that.
Thank you.
So again, this looks sloppy, but it's meant to be, because after all, it's going to be set with gelatin. Right. In go all the nuts.
All right.
Thank you, goodbye.
I'm like a servant. What's your last one, Dov?
Overwork. So you can't smell this, sadly, but you get that lovely taste of the toasted cashews, and they must be salted again, because that's bringing out the flavour. Now, what we normally would have done years ago is used food colouring just to tint this to just a soft green, because as you can see there, that's just cream. It's most uninteresting. But we believe that some of the these food dyes are not very good to you, can cause allergies. So we instead are using parsley. So quite a lot of very finely chopped parsley. Stir that through, and it gives it a natural green colour. I hope.
You ready for your
I'm
ring?
not ready yet. I haven't got it done. So you see, you come up with this speckled. It'll look nice on the night, I assure you. Cut up grapes anyway, so it doesn't matter what colour it is.
This ring tin is a 6-cup capacity, and this tin rings.
I didn't hear it. Yes.
Even anyway, this ring tin is about 6-cup capacity. If you've got too much of this and it doesn't fill it up properly, then you can always put some more into another tin. And just set it and have it for yourself later on for 2. Don't go in the middle.
I've tried twist.
What do you mean twist?
Well, keep twisting.
I
want to get the lumps.
The 50s and the 60s.
I want the lumps evenly distributed.
You'll be asking me to give me hula hoop in a minute. Do anybody know what a hula hoop is?
Yeah.
Oh.
You must be old.
Now just leave that. Now carefully take that to the refrigerator. Pop it in there. I have to do that carefully because I don't do it. And then what you do is just leave it there.
You've got a dishcloth?
Pardon? You just leave it there for about 4 to 6 hours until it sets, or you can make it, say, in the evening and leave it overnight. But when you've put it in there, don't make it too far in advance of when you're going to serve it. Otherwise, you find that the whole thing can tend to go slightly rubbery. So about 4 to 6 hours or just overnight is sufficient.
Now, also to go, kept them in the oven so they were dry, to go with the ring mold when we put it together at the end of the program, I've just frosted some grapes here. And you know, we've done it before. Just get a couple of flat plates, put the white of egg on one and beat it lightly with a fork until it starts going foamy. Some caster sugar in another plate. Dip whatever fruit you're going to do. We're using grapes. You could use melons and orange segments, anything at all like that. And then put them on a rack, put them in a warming cupboard or somewhere airy and dry, and they become crystallized like that, putting them down and leaving them still.
When they've come out later on and people don't eat them, they're saved for our head cameraman here, who said, save me the grapes after the show.
Didn't want the ring mold, but wants the frosted grapes. I think that's a bit of a nerve, don't you?
Anyway, while we're doing that, that's setting. The salad's already done. We'll go on to make the Caesar salad a little bit later on with some help. But would you please now welcome a lady who you know as Sister Emmanuel on television. She's a very talented lady,
you see the
wonderful dancer and a brilliant singer, the lovely Lynda Barron.
Leave you, how could I leave you? What would I do on my own? Could I wave the years away with a quick goodbye? How do you wipe tears away when your eyes are dry? Sweetheart, lover, could I recover? Give up the joys I have known. Not to fetch your pills again every day at 5. Not to give those dinners for 10 elderly men from the UN. How could I survive? Could I leave you and your shelves of the world's best books, and the evenings of martyred looks, cryptic sighs, sullen glares from those injured eyes? Leave the quips with a sting, jokes with a sneer, passionless love-making once a year, and the lies deceived, and the wounds never, and the game's not worth winning. And wait, I'm just beginning. What? Leave you, how could I leave you? What would I do on my own? Putting thoughts of you aside in the south of France, would I think of suicide? Darling, shall we dance? But I lived through the pain on a terrace in Spain. Would it pass? It would pass. Could I bury my rage with a boy half your age in the grass? Bet your ass. But I might have already, and you'd never know, love. Tell me, how can I leave when I left long ago? Love, could I leave you? No, the point is, could you leave me? Well, I guess you could leave me the house, leave me the flat, leave me the Bracks and Chagall's and all that. You could leave me the stocks for sentiment's sake, and 90% of the money you make, and the cars and the cooks. I leave you the cigars, I leave you all the books, honey. You take the grand, darling, I'll take the spinach and all of our friends, and just wait a goddamn minute. Oh. Leave you, how could I leave you? Sweetheart, I have to confess. Could I leave you? Yes. Will I leave you? Will I leave you? Guess. doing? Have you got a music
We
license?
felt it great with a show. Darling. Welcome to the
Thank
show.
you. Lovely to see you.
Lovely, beautiful,
song.
beautiful song.
That was
Stunningly
lovely.
done.
Very
a little
good.
glass because you might be slightly dry.
Oh, wonderful.
Slightly dry.
I thought I was coming to New Zealand to do this show.
Did you?
Oh, do you know, funny enough you say that, we saw your name on a shed written up in New Zealand.
That's a lie. What did it say?
I
It
can't
said,
tell
we
you.
love nurse... What was the first
Emmanuel.
Gladys.
Gladys
Gladys.
Emmanuel.
It did, truly.
Oh, good. Find
Big,
out who owns
big
it. I'll be
letter in the shed. Oh, it was
A
great.
I'll
lovely
be
song,
there.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
And you're going to be, at the moment in Manchester, or just starting in Manchester?
42nd Street.
Yes, which would be
Lovely
brilliant.
show.
Tapping your way through that, will you?
Oh, it's all those terrible tap dancers. There's millions of them all clattering up the corridor going, we're in the money. Awful.
Now
In the
you're-
toilet, you go past the ladies looing again. We're in the money. It's awful.
What are they collecting all the money from the slot machines and the loos?
Ah, they're gorgeous.
Well, you certainly look different. May I call you nurse?
You may.
Would that be right? You look quite different
What about the
tonight.
pimple you had on there today?
Oh,
Can you
yes,
explain?
you
I
did a
dealt
wonderful
with
job
that.
with my
Yes, he had a
chin.
zit.
I did not have a zit.
Well, it was
Of
very
course not. I
small.
cut
It was a-
myself shaving.
It was an elegant.
Oh, all right.
zit.
She's a very good nurse. Don't go to her.
I did good.
Well, a lot of people say, because you look so slim. And they say, when they saw you in that, you know, they said you've lost a lot of weight, but you were actually padded up for the part when
Oh,
you were
yes.
Nurse Manuel, weren't you?
Gladys is still in the cupboard at the BBC.
What's it look
Oh,
like?
really?
out of
Oh,
here?
poor soul. She's ever so lonely. She's hanging up there in a coat hanger like that. Oh, it's boring. I want another job.
But the other thing, too, being a nurse and playing a nurse like that, a lot of people think you're a real nurse.
Well, they did. We used to film in Yorkshire. I don't know whether any of you know. And we used to. It was a very windy street, and I'd be standing on the corner, shivering in my nurse's uniform, having a quiet cigarette. You know.
Oh, very hygienic.
I've given it up, and I had a quiet cigarette. And local people would go by and actually think I was a district nurse. And there was a man who passed on his bicycle every single morning, and said, "Hasn't that woman had that baby yet?" And I used to say, "No, it'll come when I'm ready." And 3 days later, I'm still there having a quiet cigarette and a cup of coffee with the BBC cup. Hasn't figured out I'm not a real nurse. So he said, "Has she had that baby yet?" I said, "No, it's triplets, and they're giving me a terrible time."
And he really believed it?
Yes, he did.
Did you ever see him
truly.
again when there was...
No, bless
Oh.
him. No, I didn't. He was like, there was another one, another old man. He used to come in the shop, which wasn't a real shop. It was a hairdresser's when you got inside. And try and
Oh,
buy...
really, was it?
Try and buy 10 weights and a box of matches every morning. He used to clamber over the microphone and the cameraman saying, "Excuse me, can I have 10 weights?" Bless. Used to give him a box of matches.
Now, I've got to make some of these croutons before they burn for the Caesar
Oh, shall we
salad.
talk amongst
They're gonna
ourselves?
help.
Yeah.
It's
All we did-
amazing, but of course you
While
do it so
Lynda was
really. I
singing,
suppose they just
was-
believe it.
do you mind?
Oh, Jack, I'm sorry. I thought it was a cocktail party. I beg your pardon.
And you weren't invited, if I remember rightly. I'm so sorry, Lynda. What did you say?
You'll get one of these down your dress in a minute, and they're hot.
Oh,
Actually,
better
all
not
you
do
do
it
is a little
hot.
bit of oil and just have some stale bread, cut them up, and just saute them until they're slightly golden brown. Don't overcook them, but they're nice on that. And then when you do that, put them on top there, like that, just to take away the excess oil. Carry on, please, and hurry up, because
very
you haven't got
nice.
long.
Oh, you've
Yes.
done
All
that
right,
awfully
go.
well. Well, we're going to... I was telling the viewers at home we're going to make a Caesar salad, which I think you're very
my
fond
favourite,
of.
yes.
So I've got a coddled egg there. Which way do I turn? I had a coddled egg there, which I forgot to coddle, didn't I?
Oh, poor egg hasn't been cuddled.
Lynda, if you wouldn't mind, there's a coddled egg over there. If you just drain it for me and bring it over and I'll explain what a coddled egg is. But what I've started, this is a super salad, a very rich one and really a meal in itself, is I put in here 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm going... Thank you, dear. We'll use that in a minute. I'm adding to this a drained tin of anchovies. So I'm not going to put any more salt in it because I haven't... These are very salty. They'll be the salt itself. And we're getting this down. Got to get this into a paste. A little black pepper. Sorry to be so quick about this. And some Parmesan
always say
cheese.
that.
About 3 tablespoons of Parmesan... All in.
That's about 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you cook like me. Good. I should have got something slightly bigger than this to use. Just press this supposedly into a paste. And I'll just show you the texture, but it doesn't matter again, and I'm being serious. There are a few lumps in, because again, this adds to the texture of the salad. So that's the Parmesan cheese, the anchovies, and 2 cloves of garlic. Now, if you'd just like to go chop with that coddled egg is putting it in water, bringing it to the boil, and taking it straight out so that it's just slightly set. This one will
What do I
be...
do? Is it going
break
in
it
there?
in and then throw the egg straight over your shoulder. The shells, I mean. Go on, go on.
The
I dare you to.
set.
Go on.
Oh, the producer's looking. Am I fired?
No, isn't that a lovely feeling to do?
Yes.
So mix in the egg. If you coddle it, it's, as I say, it's slightly cooked. It helps to amalgamate the dressing into a proper emulsion. And then I'm going to... Would you mind, that's the virgin oil. If I have about
Oh, I put this
60...
on my knees.
Well, not at the moment. Why?
Oh,
Are they creaky?
Listen, ladies, put virgin oil on your knees. It's wonderful. Yeah, look. They're really nice knees.
Oh, look, they are
You
too.
do this,
Look.
wipe it off with a piece of lettuce.
No, you come to some other arrangement.
About 6 tablespoons,
About
Paul,
6
just pour it, yes.
tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5.
So about 6 tablespoons, again, of a good oil here, and about 3 tablespoons of
tablespoons,
wine
right.
vinegar I'm using here. Or if you're not mad on vinegar, use lemon juice instead.
Right, can I get you to help me with this? Because I haven't got much time. You see, we've got to
Right,
get
I'm
on.
sorry.
Now, look, there's the ring mould that we've made. So I'm
Oh,
going to do
that's
this in
good.
hot water.
You're going to make me tip it out,
Yeah,
aren't you?
you're
It'll
gonna
be a disaster.
Dip it
Yes,
in.
dip it in.
I'll get you a cloth. Mind your hands, dear, because it's hot, right? Dee. Oh, it's really not hot enough, is it?
Coddled egg.
Put it on the plate.
Put it on the plate.
Yes, put the plate on. We'll get another little thing here. This will help. All right, got it. Oh, time, girl.
Oh. I thought you were so elegant and suave and, everything was wonderful.
It did work,
Just throwing
I hope.
eggshells about.
Did it not
Which
come
is the
out?
hottest?
Phone up me Del Sassoon, would you?
Actually, while I'm doing that, what
Yeah.
about if you get... I'll get you... Hang on, wait a minute. I'm getting all muddled up now.
Yeah.
You take
I'll
that.
have this.
Right. In
Salad.
there, there's some
Yes.
lettuce.
And there's some lettuce.
Hurry up and get the lettuce.
We need some lettuce.
Break it. It's already been cleaned. It's what?
It's already
cold
been
it
thick.
is.
We won't be hungry when we get to
There you
table.
are.
Right. No! Break it out.
Oh, sorry.
Tear it up into nice bits.
So bossy!
Oh, my ring's not going to work.
Oh, come on.
I've done the dressing, I'm finished.
Oh, shut up, you would be, wouldn't you? What's the bucket on it? I mean, it's going fast, but it ain't working.
Makeup!
Come on,
That's
you
the best
little...
bit.
Oh, you are a... I thought you were going to put it in hot water.
Well, I did, but we hadn't got enough hot water
We
to
didn't
put it
reach.
in.
I'll
Right,
get
put
some
it
mint.
away, right. Dress your salad.
Dress the salad.
Where's your dressing? You've
What?
got your dressing on there?
I've got my
Just a minute,
dressing
I'm
on
getting
here.
the mint.
Got the
Where's
mint.
the dressing?
Where's your mouldy thing? Oh.
Here it is.
Dress the salad.
That's the dressing over.
Have you got
Croutons,
shoes to match?
croutons, throw those on.
Croutons.
We're running
Take
out.
your thing off, because I don't want that anymore.
Take your clothes off. What? Oh.
Where's this ring?
Oh.
This is how to give an elegant dinner party.
Came here for a few tips.
It's great songs.
You do this like this, and it's very nice. And actually, what we should really do, put a few bits of that in. You
Yeah.
take the salad, I'll take the things, and we'll go through
Right.
and have some dinner.
Oh, lovely.
Ta-da!
Oh,
Go and get
Mind the eggshell.
where does the time go to? Oh, God. Little white wine.
And so with a simple thing like this, we have this lovely ring mould, which is very easy to do. And we also have... And then we have your... Quick, Peter, you haven't got much
Oh, yes,
time.
the red peppers, which are absolutely delicious. Eat them at room temperature. And, of course, here, what I've got what it's called. Caesar salad.
Caesar salad.
And the croutons are essential. Would you
Yeah.
like to toss them and
Caesar
help yourself?
salad.
I'm
Oh, no,
having
I
a drink.
didn't.
Cheers.
Anyway,
Caesar
we're
salad.
drinking with this a nice Grand Vin Sol,
Yeah, if we can get it done.
Sol.
Oh, lovely.
We'd like to thank everybody for
Lovely
coming in tonight.
audience. Thank you
very
for
much.
coming all the way
Sorry
from
we got
Newcastle.
up, but we usually
Everybody
do.
at home.
Thanks, everybody
God
at home.
bless you.
It's been wonderful to be with you again. See you soon. If you would like any of the recipes from the series, please send a stamped address envelope to room 5042, BBC North West, Oxford Road, Manchester, and it's M601SJ.
And next week, Hudson and Halls will be joined by 3 members of the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team at the same time, 3 o'clock.